All right. So yeah, hello. My name is Grzegorz Mazur. Thank you for the introduction. So my lecture today is Monarch's Flying Circus: How to Run Business with a Hard Rock Spirit. So I'll basically tell you how we run our company. I think it's a bit unique, so that's why we talk about it now. So yeah, we don't have much time, so I will run pretty fast. So we are Monarch, obviously from Warsaw, from Poland. Is there anyone who knows us except you and you and you? Okay, that's good. So I will tell you about this. So we started this company 2.5 years ago with my friend. We started as 2 guys. Now we are 20, so we are growing. So everything is doing like okay-ish. So we put out a couple of smaller games so far. First one was Crush Your Enemies, which was a tiny RTS game where we wanted to put like experience from big RTS games into short battles. The next game, the most successful so far, was also the Insult Simulator, where 2 gentlemen try to insult each other in a Monty Python style without using curse words. So it was quite successful. It was really successful, actually. This was our best game, so we decided to do a next game in the series called Also the Hollywood Roast, with pretty similar mechanics, but just different characters, different theme. But now we are working on some totally different stuff. Bigger games this time, because all of these games were done by like 3 people. Now we are working on bigger games, like 12 people, 15 people. Like one is business strategy, and the other one is like a turn-based game. So I cannot say anything more about it because it's, secret. But we'll announce first of these games probably in the beginning of next year, so you can follow us and see what we are doing, because it will be something different once again. So a few words about me. I'm one of the bosses and a so-called technical director at Monarch. So previously I was working at Gamedev Studios for a couple of years, where I actually met my current business partner. We left the company together to start Monarch. I was a lead programmer of This War of Mine and Sleepwalker's Journey. So again, 2 totally different games. I also lecture at Warsaw Film School, where I teach game programming and amateur musician. Here's my email and Twitter if you want to talk, I don't know, share some thoughts, or maybe work with us, feel free to contact. So yeah, these are the other games. So Sleepwalker's Journey was the first game at Gamedev Studios I did. And This War of Mine, so probably the most popular game I was working at. So yeah, so that's our story. So yeah, as you said, me and my friend Kasper, that we started the company, we always wanted to be rock stars, but we never did it because, yeah, I play some music, but we are not that good at it, and it's also hard really to do this. But we realized we are really good at games, so maybe we should connect our dreams and, do games and be a rock star if it's possible. So we realized it's possible. So I did this tweet like a couple of years ago. I think all started with this because we thought, okay, so maybe we should start our own company with our own philosophy and be a so-called rock stars and have fun. So that's how it started. So this is our philosophy behind the company. So the next tagline we had was, we have to be unique. We want to be unique. So I'm not sure if it's the same in every country, but in Poland we have like really, really many companies now, like 400 companies already. So because it's easy to get money, so the more people are doing games, it's easier to make games because we have tools for that. So all the companies are competing for example, employees, right? For a good professional list. So we have to compete not only with our games, but also to gain the good people to our teams. So we realized if we want to compete, we have to be unique. We have to do something else. So not only good games, not only great, unique games, but also make our company unique. Something different that will attract people. Because from some level, the money is not like a thing that will attract everyone. So it's not only paying more to have someone work with us, not with other company, but also to be a company that he wants to work in. So it's about actual games we are doing, but also culture inside. Philosophy, how we are as a person, people being, and so on. So we realize we have to be unique to gather people together, and it works. So I will tell you later what we do and how we do it, what helps us. So yeah, at the beginning we thought we can do games, so we can run a Gamedev studio, right? It's that simple. So that's not true because running a company that does games is not only development. There are a couple of other things. First of all, is development, but also team. So like building your team that will be efficient is like not the same thing as doing game actually. We realized it like now. Visibility, but not only your games, but visibility of your company, right? So the people know you exist and want to work with you. It will be easier to get a publisher funding and so on. publishing, so publishing your game. It doesn't matter if it's with a publisher or alone. It's still a work to do and some decisions to make. So you have to prepare for that. Funding, of course, you have to have money for for living, for food, for office, for hiring people, and so on. So you have to manage it somehow. And legal part, so contracts, lawyers, and setting the company, actual company, paying taxes. In every country, it looks a bit different. So it has to be also taken care of somehow. So all of these are actually strictly connected to each other, but I divided them to discuss all of these parts of the company. So I will run through all of these departments or parts of the company and tell you how we do it. I'm not saying this is the only way, of course, this is our way, so I hope it will be inspiring. It works in our case. Probably in bigger company it cannot work, some of our approaches, but in smaller company, like 20 people for now, it works really great. And I will show the similarities to having a rock band, metal band. So development. So as every band has to make songs, of course, this is basics. The same with the company, we have to make games. So we have to start with this. So I hope this is obvious that we should have fun doing games, right? But maybe not for everyone, because I see quite many companies that does like games like factory, just one after another, the games that will make money and not are actually fun to make. So this is also fine. But if we want to be this rock and cool company and attract people, we have to have fun doing games. So we try to choose the projects that are not only that will not only earn money, because it's most important, because company have to earn money, but also the games that we would like to do actually, so that are fun to make. So this is the project that we'll always choose, but it's not only thing that we do. So we have like a flat structure, or like minimal or no formalization. So if the team is like a couple of people or 15 people, we don't need like a specific guy who is a producer, like a manager and so on. Just we gather people that are that can do their work by themselves and just make games, make shit. So so we try not to have like a real formalization. So you are lead, you are not a lead, and so on. It all comes naturally, actually, in our games. So we just distribute responsibilities for the parts of the game on every person. So one person can be, responsible for dialogues. The other is responsible for, for UI and so on. So it depends on the game, of course, what parts do we have. And among these responsibilities, we give creative freedom to guys. That we give them problems to solve, and they can solve them on their way. So this is really good because first we don't have this like really big formalization, but also everyone feels that this is their game, that they are doing something really important and they are an important part of the team and of the game. So also really important thing that every idea is welcome. So everyone can come with an idea, and every of this idea will be considered and properly implemented if it fits. But at the same time, we never do democracy, right? So everyone can bring his own idea, but there's always one person who's a creative director. Most of the times it's Kasper, my business partner. He's more like a creative guy. I'm technical only. So there should be at least one creative director that says, okay, we go with our game that way, not that way. And in this way, we can see which idea fits our game or which idea are not. So everyone can bring his own ideas, everyone can have his own input, but there will be always one guy that decides what comes inside or what not. Okay, so team. So every band has to have good musicians. The same with company, we have to have great people inside, but not only professionals, right? So not only on a professional level. So this is our photo from like 1 year ago. Now we are 2 times bigger, I think. Yeah, something like that. So my approach is that team, they are actual company, not me, not my friend Kasper. We as the bosses are not important. Okay, we have to run faster. They are actually the company. We are not important. They are important because they are doing actual job, right? So we are doing management and stuff, but they are doing actual games. So if they will not be happy, the games won't be good. So and if they will not be good, the guys. So we try to do everything for our people. And what's most important for us, that when we hire people, we don't only look at their professional level, but also if we can be friends or not. Because not every person can be a friend with every other person. But we thought that, okay, we spend with these guys 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for years. So this is a lot of time. Sometimes it's more time than we spend at home with our girlfriends, families, and so on. So we decided we want to have friends there in a company. So we will have really good time. They will have good time, so we actually hire people like that. Of course, they have to be professional first, but also be friends. So that's how we build a company that is like a family. Everybody, maybe not everybody loves each other, but we like to spend time together. So we go to some trips, to parties. We have a lot of such events. So people are also more creative when they work with friends. Even more, if we are all like friends, it's smaller possibility that someone will left the company to the other because he will left friends. So that's why it works. So that's why we try to build like a really family, relationships. Fulfill all the needs to unlock creativity. So we make like people worry only about the game. So don't worry about coffee, like if the office is cold or hot, if there are conditioning work, if money will be on time or not. You as a boss should always figure it out and make people worry only about the game, only about the development. This is really important. And what's more, we always treat everyone individually because every person has different goals as a professional. So we try to bend the company so every guy can fulfill his own goals, and they also feel better when they see that company cares about them individually. So this is our approach. So team is most important. This is really cool, and it pays off. We really see now that it really pays off. It works great. Okay, so let's look at visibility. So bands do tours, interviews, meeting with fans. So you should do it too, like as a company. So not only to show your games, but also to show your company, right? Because showing your games at the expos is obvious. We do it to meet press and so on. But you also should show your company. So our approach is to be everywhere possible and be for everyone. So talk with everyone. Players, developers, friends from other companies or something like that, publishers, whatever, and try to be unique. So this is not us, but this is a really good example of being unique. This is other company from Poland. They are called Robot Gentlemen, and they decided, okay, if we are called Robot Gentlemen, then we will dress as a gentleman. And that's why whenever they are at the party, at the conference, we see, oh, Robot Gentlemen are here, that's cool. So it's really cool to find something unique about how you look. It doesn't have to be clothes because not everyone wants to wear some different clothes. But a cool name of the company, or we, for example, went with really cool business cards that we have the logo that looks like a playing card. So we decided, hey, let's do a business card that looks like a playing card. So everyone who receives the card sees, oh, that's a playing card, that's nice. And thanks to that, they remember us much better. It's not only another business card, but it's this business card. So this is just an example of being unique. So that makes people remember you much better. So yeah, be for everyone and be everywhere. So talk with players, with other companies. We go to all the shows in Poland, like all the shows, to show that we still exist, that we do games, and thanks to that, it's easier for us to hire people because they see us all the time. Actually, we hired half of our team thanks to being at the conferences because they saw us on some speeches, saw us at the party that we have a good time, and they want to have a good time with us. So that works really great. So. And also, Gamedev is a show business, so it can be like a dream come true to be a rock star. You can have tours, go around the world, and show and tell about your game. So this can be also a tool of motivation for people. We quite often send not only me and Kasper to the shows, but other people from the team, because if they can meet actual fans of the game, for example, we send someone to the show to show Install Simulator, and there are some people that already know the game. If the developer will see it and meet these guys, it's really it's really motivating. It's really great. They feel like, oh, I changed someone's life. I made them happy. So this is a really great, tool for inspiring your team members and to motivate them. So it always worked great. So yeah, that's why we also send people everywhere. And you never know where opportunity comes. So if you talk with everyone, you create opportunities. You can find your next publisher, your next investor, or next next team member. So you never know. Just be everywhere possible. Okay, publishing. So as in music, you can go with a publisher alone, like mostly with a publisher. In games, you have also publishers, so you can go with a publisher or not. So I will not tell you whether go this way or that way, because both ways are okay. It depends on a company or on a game. I would only say that it's not a black magic, it's just a work to do. So you can do it alone. It's not the same as doing a game, but you should think about how to market your game from the very beginning. Because if you will not know how to market your game, probably publisher won't know it too. So alone or with a publisher, for us, it's only a matter of money, workforce, and knowledge. If we know how to do this or not, because it's just a work. You have to spend a lot of hours to do this marketing, to build visibility of your game and so on. So it's a question like that. So if we have time and money for that or not. So money-wise, it's connected with, of course, next slide. So funding. So yeah, every band and every company needs money to survive. So this is our approach. It may be a bit controversial, but this is our approach, and it worked really good because we saw many companies that people like us leaving their work, their normal work, and starting their own companies with their own savings. And then, for example, the savings are gone and the game is not finished, or the game fails. All their savings are lost, and they are frustrated. The team is frustrated because the boss is frustrated, and and the company fails. There's a lot of such examples. So we decided we don't want to go this way. So what can we do What can we do different? So we decided, let's risk someone else's money. It's obvious, right? So it's always better to risk someone else's money. Of course, you will have like a smaller part of the revenue if your game will succeed. But it's a question whether you want to have a smaller part of the big cake or a big part of a small cake. So we decided we prefer big cake and a smaller part for us, because it will be more stable and less stressful. So always have plan B, C, D, and other plans, because your game can fail. For example, we almost failed. Crash Enemies wasn't like a big financial success, and if you would like bet everything on Crash Enemies, I would probably not be here, because the company would fail. But we wanted to be secured, so we found an investor. We work with an investor that allowed us to grow faster and to be safe in case our first game will fail. So that's when we created then Ulcer Install Simulator, which was a success. So only because of that. So when you are doing a game and starting a company, think what will happen when the game will not earn money. If you are able, for example, to port it to different platforms, or do whatever you can with this game, or do another game to survive. So yeah, this was our plan, to have funding for example, 2 years. So if the game will fail, first game will fail or not, we can do more games and have bigger chances to survive. And that's how it works now. Now we are half of our costs is still covered by investor, and half from our games from OSER actually. Because we are growing quite fast, so thanks to this investor, we can grow much faster than the money we earned. So yeah, it's better to risk someone else's money. It's less frustrating. So we do this, so we can focus on games, right, and not care about money that much. And legal part. So signing contracts, taxes, and whatever. So this is boring, and this has nothing to do with actual games. So we decided, okay, we want to make games and not be like paper guys. So we delegated everything possible. So calculating taxes and so on. Of course, always the accountant does it, but creating contracts for our team members, and sending the money from the bank account to their accounts. This is a lot of work that we have to do every month. So we just find the guys that can do this for us. Of course, it costs money, a bit of money, but thanks to that, you don't have to worry about. So you can focus on games. So this is much better. We also built a system that works kind of independently. So we saw how we have money, how we can pay it to people, what kind of papers we have to sign with everyone, how often, and we have automatized system in Google Sheets that will generate every paper. So it's good to build something like that, so you'll not worry about. And then you just sign it and it works. and keep away from your team as possible. So they shouldn't worry about contracts and stuff. It should be done. They should only focus on games. So as a boss, actually, yes. Actually, same. So that's why we delegated all the legal stuff somewhere else. Because some people do it by themselves to save money, but it's like they lose time. So then time is money. So yeah, actually they don't save money, they lose money. So this is our approach to focus on what's important. Same with like agreements for with the publishers, with investors. You should have find a lawyer that you can trust and put everything to your lawyer. So just say to the lawyer what conditions have to be met on the agreement, and that lawyer should do the job. So we have such lawyer, and it also works great. We don't worry about yes, I'm finishing. So okay, to wrap up because we're running out of time. Be unique. So not only games should be unique, because yeah, it's not enough to make good game. The game has to be unique to earn money in these days. So be unique as a company to attract people, to attract investors, publishers, and so on. Make your team your second family. It works great. You will have a lot of fun, doing games with your family. Focus on what's most important, which is doing games, actual games, and publishing them. Like delegate all the boring stuff to someone else. Never bet on a single game. So be prepared that your game can fail because it quite a lot of time, so be prepared for a longer run, and most of all have fun. Never forget about it. So thank you.
Thank you, Grzegorz, and it's time for the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
Hello, thank you very much.
Thank you.
At which stage of the development did you have your first contract with the publishers signed?
Okay, so we didn't want to risk too much, so our approach was, let's do a prototype of the game while working in other companies. So when we were at the 11-bit studios, we were doing prototype of Crash Enemies in our after hours at home. And when we did this prototype, of course, it took us a long time because it was after hours, so like half a year or maybe more. And then we started to look for a publisher and investor, and we decided that we will leave our current company only if we will have funding and a publisher, so it will be really secured. So that's how we did it. So then we found we found the investor who had a contact with a publisher, so it was really good, cooperation. But yeah, so we found all of it, then we signed the papers, and then we left the company to work on our own. So it was really safe.
Was it the whole crew, or just, and you have some savings before that, or no? Or just, I mean, the whole crew work with you? Team, yes, I mean, the whole team. Or no, or you just found another guys later?
Oh, so yeah, it was me and Kasper, my business partner, who was designer. I'm a programmer, so we did it alone. We had like 2 other guys, but they were too afraid to do this, so they stayed at their job. So we were only 2, and we found an artist because we needed some art for a prototype. So he said that he can work for free, but if you will sign the agreement, then we will pay for the work that he did. So actually, he works with us till today. He decided to join us. So yeah, this was only 2, and then we left the company and started hiring people because we had budget for that, because we needed a programmer, next programmer, an artist, full-time artist. So that was the story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Grzegorz.
Hi.
Thanks for the talk, and thanks for extra love to Metallica. Metallica family. Yeah, we wanted to greet you with "Ooh, yeah, yeah." Well, I have 2 mini questions. One is which of your games come to Nintendo Switch and when? And the second one is, I mean, you have your coworkers, which are like your friends.
Yeah.
So at your free time, you also spend time with them, right?
Yes, and what's cool, it's not only me, like I see that also they spend time with each other, so
Yeah,
I
sure.
meet them in the pubs by randomly. So
I mean, in work, it happens to be like some stress or some tasks dragging along on weeks and
Yeah.
keeping in your mind and so forth. So how do you balance it with they're cool guys and you want to hang out with them, but they are also coworkers. So how do you keep the line between thinking about the work and actually spending time with them?
So after leaving the office, we don't talk about work, and that's simple.
Like that's the rule.
There's no rule, but there's no strict rule, but it just happens. So we try not to. We have a lot of topics to talk about, not only with games. So Yeah, so when we leave the office, even in the office after hours, we I don't know play board games together. We have poker sessions. We jam. We do music together. So yeah, we do a lot of things besides doing games, even in the office after hours. So yeah, if just like that. So we didn't have a strict rule. It just happens that nobody talks about they talk about work sometimes, but that we try not to. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And addition to the previous question, and how you handle the conflicts during the production. Maybe you have conflicts with your coworkers, yeah, and you have time after hours. So is the situation like you have a conflict, and after the work you go to the pub maybe? So and you don't. To the pub, yeah. So, are you talking about this conflict or not, or just it's living on the job?
Actually, we try to solve the conflicts at work. If the conflict is work-based, we solve it at work because if there are conflicts on some creative stuff. So we just sit together and try to find what's the source of the problem and solve it at work. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.